Welcome to my channel. My name is Sami, and let's crochet a snowman ornament. Let's go.
Here are the supplies you'll need: white yarn, scissors, a 5mm hook, counter, needle, stitch marker, scrap yarn, orange yarn, and black yarn. Let's get started.
Okay, I guess I'll try to start and see if this boy behaves and will let me. If you don't know, this is my son, Lou. Yeah, so let's get started on this crochet snowman that I actually wrote this pattern myself, which I'm really proud of myself. Nothing fancy, but it's a cute snowman ornament that if you're just easing into crocheting, it's very easy. And yeah, so first we're gonna need a ball of white yarn, and then we're gonna grab our H hook 5mm hook. I really love these hooks. If these hooks are still on Amazon, I'll link them below. I love these. They're like ergonomic. They're very squishy, and my hands will get as tired if I use these ergonomic hooks. Highly recommend. So yes. So I'm gonna try my best. I am still a beginner at crocheting, so try to really quickly whip up a written pattern that I'll link below for free if you want to try it. So this pattern does call for a magic circle. I know a lot of people get very intimidated by them, which I had my time, and I'm very happy to say I'm past that time. Finally figured out a magic circle, because there were so many times I wanted to cry trying to make something that is a magic circle, and I kept either adding stitches or losing stitches. It is a lot, but I highly recommend if I can find mine. Okay, fine. So if you're struggling with a magic circle, I highly recommend getting a little stitch marker. Stitch marker really helps to make sure you doing the right amount of stitches, and I also recommend count every stitch every round. I feel like it has helped me. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so I have my white yarn to start the magic circle. So first we're working on the snowman's head. So we're making a smaller circle, and then the body is a little bit bigger of a circle. So let's start with the head. So I learned this trick, I don't even remember if it was YouTube or Pinterest or TikTok. It was one of those. To do just a slip knot, if you don't know, I'll teach you. It's so easy when I saw this person do it. So you bring the end over between your thumb and your index finger. You take this loop with your other index finger and thumb. You twist, so you're making a little twist. And then you're going under to the working yarn that's coming from the ball of yarn. You're grabbing it and pulling it through. See, it's making a slip knot. If you want to see it in fast mode, how quickly this actually is. And that blew my mind, because then you just put on your hook and you tighten it. Oh yeah. And that blew my mind. That was so quick, because I've seen so many people, you like wrap it around your fingers, you pull it through, and it just seems so confusing, and that was like the easiest. Then this also, wait for it, more blew my mind. They said, if you think about it, a magic circle is just a very loose slip knot. This blew my mind how to start a magic circle. And so it's just, a magic circle is just a loose slip knot. So you do the same as you do a slip knot, but you don't fully tighten it. This circle right here is your magic circle. So then you take your hook, you put it through the loop here. Take your middle and thumb, I kind of just hold the circle, and then you have your end here. And then I just, for tightening purposes, I just do one chain at the top, and then this is your end string, and then your magic circle. You're gonna put your stitches into here. So now we're working on the head. Now we got down how to start the magic circle. So the head is 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So to add to the magic circle, you're going inside the circle, we're grabbing the yarn and pulling it up through the circle, and then you're sliding to the 2 loops, and that is 1 single crochet into the magic circle. Make sure you're getting the circle and the string, because later on you will use the string to tighten the circle. So you need to make sure you're going through both of those. So that's 2, 3, and then I kind of start holding this so it's just easier to grip. 4, 5, one more, 6. So then you're going to use this string here at the end, and you're going to pull it, and I'll tighten the magic circle. So here I'm going to take my stitch marker and I'm going to put on the end, the last stitch we just did, number 6. So I know when I get to this one, this is the last stitch I'm going to stitch for that round. Okay, so then let's get started on round 1. Is going to be increases. So if you don't know, it's very simple. If you understand a single crochet, I'll show you that now. And it's basically just 2 of them in each stitch is an increase. So this one, you're just going the 2 loops next to each other are a stitch. So then you're going to stitch 2. So you're going to yarn over, pull through the 2 loops of the stitch, and then it's going to give you 2 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through those 2, and that is 1 stitch. So increase, you just do that again into the exact same loop. Get in there. And then you have 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, meaning an increase. So instead of 6 stitches around, we're going to have 12. So next stitch, 2 single crochets. Okay, so then on the last stitch, we're going to take the stitch marker out, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets into that stitch, and then that last stitch, the hook back in. There we go. Round 2, which is just going to be 1 round of single crochets. Now we're on round 3, so we're doing another row of increases. So that's, remember, 2 single crochets in each stitch. Now listen to if your circle starts to like get into a little like hat hole, like I kind of just keep pressing it down and stretching it into circle shape. It's not perfect, but it is my first pattern I came up with, so bear with me. Last stitch, going to be equaling to 24 stitches. Into the 4th and final round of the snowman's head, we're just going to do another round of single crochets. I kind of just massage around the circle till it looks like how I want it, perfect. So now I can cut it, but I'm going to just leave a good amount of lines so I can connect the head to the body. Just about this much. Have my center clippers. That off, and then you pull the tail through where the loop side is. You pull that through. Don't pull it out this way because it'll undo this last stitch. And then you tighten. It's probably not the perfect circle, but honestly, it's the best circle I've gotten so far, so I'm proud of myself. So that's a head, so we can set that aside. And then we're going to work on the body. Okay, so it's very similar to the head, but a little bit different. So first you're going to do the loose slip knot like before. Where you hook in here, hold the circle. I like to do a chain 1 just to hold it. And then in this one, you're going to put 8 single crochets into the magic circle. There we go. Now we're going to pull the string at the end to tighten. To tighten the magic circle. Then I like to put my stitch marker at the end of this stitch here. Okay, so now we're on to round 1. which is a round of increases. So 2 single crochets into each stitch. So 1, 2. Round 2, which is a round of single crochets. So now round 3, we're doing another round of increases. So 2 single crochets into each stitch. 1, 2. Okay, last stitch. So you should have 32 stitches. Oops. There we go. Stitch marker back. We're on to round 4, which is the last round. So this is the first time we're going to do something we haven't done yet. And this is going to be a full round of half double crochets. So if you've never done that, I'll show you. So it's different, so you're going to yarn over before you put it into the stitch. So then go into the stitch, pull through like normal, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. So a half double crochet is you just pull through all 3 of the loops. And that's it. Yarn over, go through, pull through. It's not the cleanest every time. Okay, last stitch. And after this, I kind of squish into a better circle shape, and there we go. So then I just like to do a chain 1 to finish it off. It just makes it feel better, more secure. Now I'm going to get and I'm going to just give a good tail. Put it there. Remember where the loop side is, pull out from that side, and you're good. Okay, now we're going to do some assembling and take a break from crocheting and to give our hands a break. So now you're going to have your head and your body, and then now you're going to use a needle. So I kind of just go off of where I ended here, so then I don't really have to worry about weaving that in good, but I'll just take the end of the body, put it through the needle. I have these really good metal ones I like. So I might just put it through the next stitch to the back to finish off that circle. Then I'm going to take the head and I'm going to slide it through a stitch on the bottom, pull through. Then I'm going to take the next stitch and go down to the next stitch on the body. So then I'm going to go probably back through the middle just to secure. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I kind of just go with what I think looks good, but I'm really not good at weaving in ends or attaching stuff. I'm still learning that part. Okay, now I'll bring the tail from the head on, and I kind of made this one short. Oops. But I'll just weave that through, pull through, and then I'll just go back and send it through, if I can, to the back. I'll hide it. Now I'm going to just do a little bit of finessing, just kind of weaving back and forth until I feel like it looks good and seems secured. But then I think that's pretty good. Okay, so then I'm gonna also send that ow, just poked myself. It's not sharp. I'm just a baby. Send it to the back, and then I'm gonna flip it over, and then I'm actually gonna loop the long one around the back, just on the back stitches a little bit. Okay, I think that's good, just a couple. Then I'm gonna just tie 2 knots on the back. And then what I like to do is just take what's the ends and just at least weave them a little bit through just the back stitches and then trim them. And then the little short one, which if it's a really short on accident, I've learned if I just do the little stitches first, get the hook in there, then put this yarn through it, and then that way you can put it through. Sorry, I got really weak hands, so this takes me a sec. And then there we go. So then now we can take the cutters just as close as you can without cutting the snowman. Here we go. So then all you gotta do is weave in the ends from the magic circle. Okay, there we go. Trim. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the snowman's face. So I have here a little bit of black yarn for the eyes and mouth. I also have a little bit of orange yarn for the carrot nose. Now, I am not that good with faces yet, but I'll show you how I do it. Hopefully I could teach you something, or you could help me in the comments how to improve. So I just start with the black, so get the eyes. So I just start where one of the eyes I'm thinking, pull through till I have a decent sized tail in the back, and then kind of just go back through to make a little line. I start with that, and then I go and try to place the second eye even-ish, even if possible, which I'm not. I'm kind of the mentality it is what it is, or it'll make it look more homemade, you know. Okay, so that's just a good start. So that's roughly the eyes. We're gonna make it better, okay? I just like to do a little, what's that called? Rough draft, sketch it out, and then I'll go back and make it look better. Okay, so then the mouth. So this is a hack I learned. So first you're going to do just make a straight line where you're thinking. You kind of have to think out where your nose is going to be. So you kind of probably want your mouth. We need to leave room because we're going to make it smile. So I'm thinking around here somewhere. And you're going to go straight across. So he's like, "Arr." But hack is you're going to go through the middle, tiny bit below. There. You're going to go through here. And then you're going to take your needle and go under the line and pull through. Then you're going to go through the exact same space that you pulled that through. And then it won't work. Oops. Wait. Hold on. Give me a minute. Did it work? I can't tell. There we go. Right? It works about 50% of the time. I think that's a smile, right? You can always go in and thicken it and up a little if you want. I think it's fine. I think that's kind of cute. He looks like he's smiling, right? Built-in. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the eyes and thicken them up a bit. So I'm going to just go through the same hole as first. And then what I've been doing to make them a little more rounder and thicker, which I have no idea if this is the best way to do it, but I kind of go through where the loop, because I did a line for the eye, I go through it, but I don't go all the way through. I leave a little bit of a loop, and then I go through the loop to make a knot. Oops. Don't wrap. And then it makes a little knot, and then I just go back through the eye. I don't know if this like very. And then where it's kind of flappy, I go through eye. There we go. Not the same, but still cute. And then I kind of just go through and I play around and add more if I think it needs more. And I'll do that. The eyes are close enough, and I always go back with a smile if I like it or not. Sometimes I do go through and redo it, but I think I'm gonna just go with it. So, to finish this off, you're gonna have a little bit of a mess in the back, but no one's gonna see the back. So, what I do is I just tie the two black ends together, and then I'm gonna just weave them through just a tiny bit of the back of the head to secure it. Okay, now I can trim black. Okay, so now we can move on to the orange, the carrot nose. I think I start with where I want the tip to go. I think here, leave a good end, and then I do the middle. So I have that starting. So then I think I go back through the tip again to then do next part. Yeah. And tip again. And then go to the middle. And boop, there's a carrot nose. So then again, I go to the back and the ends again, tie them together, a couple knots, then weave the ends through the back, but only the back end one so you don't see it through the front. Also, you have tips how to make this look nicer or visible or something from like instead of having this mess, let me know. So then I just trim the ends off. Okay, so then we got the face done, and now I just have one little accessory to add to him. I'm gonna get my hook again, and then I just have some scrap yarn. I got this pretty purple sparkles. Okay, so we're gonna start out with a slip knot on the hook, and we are going to chain 40. Now we're gonna go from the second stitch from the hook. You're gonna put in a half double crochet, so that is yarn over, get the second stitch from your hook, go inside, pull through, have 3 loops, pull through all 3, all the way down the chain. Okay, last stitch, 3, and then I like to just chain 1 to do my endings. So then I'm going to just cut off a decent tail. Again, pull through the loop side to tighten, and then I'm going to finish off this end so it is like rounded off like this one. My needle, my fingers aren't working today, I'm sorry. Okay, so then I might just keep weaving this through, and then this side, and then I'm gonna weave this one back through to here, the back of it, and then I'm gonna knot these together, and then I'm going to weave these ends through. Now I can cut these. And now you have a little scarf for your snowman. Okay, so now we have the snowman. So I'm going to just wrap it around him however I like. Kind of like this little like dramatic shot. So first I like to just reuse whatever I can. So let me reuse these tails. So the short one, lost my needle. So I'm trying to use this and just trying to knot this together. So place it how you like it. Not too tight, but not too loose. Wherever they meet. And I'm gonna pierce through them to the back of the scarf. Pull through. So I have the one end. And then I'm gonna carefully not loose the back one. Pull this back through the needle. And then I'm gonna do the loop. And then in the back you have the two ties. Tie them together. 1, 2. Okay, now I'll just weave this through. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to just weave through the scarf and then add in bowl. So then that's in. And cut these tails off. And then you can leave it like that if you want it a little more secured on, and so this doesn't move. You can take your other end, leftover tail, and just back and forth go from this back to the front of the scarf. Leave a little tail in the back, and then just go through section by section, and that will secure the scarf on more. Don't get that. There. And then start just going back and meet towards the middle, so you meet the last tail. Again, knot it, and then weave it through and cut again. Okay. Perfect. Now trim. Good. So that's your snowman with a scarf. And then the last thing, then just take some of your white yarn and you're gonna make a hanger. Now I've done this a bunch of different ways. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way. What I've been doing to put the hanger on is probably not the best way, but it's the way I've been doing it. So I go and I figure out where is like the center stitch. And then I have the, even hanger, bring it through, have the loop here. And I've seen some people, they pull this through, tighten, and then just tie up here. I don't love to have a knot on my hanger, so then I bring it to the back. I take each strand and I just make sure I keep the knot, or the loop I mean, sorry. And then I try to just weave it through here. So then I have one there. Other side. Weave. Best I can. Now I have that. So then I try to even get the loop, how big I want it. Then I tie the ends twice, my classic twice. And then, as you can guess, I weave the ends through and trim. Don't know if this is the best way to add a hanger. That's what I've been doing. So you tighten, trim. And I get a hanger. Cute little snowman with a scarf ornament. And you can personalize it however you want. Obviously, you can do the face different. You can add, I think people do little earmuffs too, or like a top hat like Frosty. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Okay, so that's our snowman ornament. So stinking cute. I can't wait to go throw this on the tree. It was so fun. I know. Please, if you make this, is my first pattern I've come up with myself. So if you make this, please tag me and comment down below a picture because I would love to see that. And yeah, this is a cute, fun little guy and obsessing. So cute. I love him so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It means so much to me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Mm-hmm.